Hi guys, it's the Duchess. Um, in my summer horror block unboxing, I apologized to you guys briefly for the absences and promised that I would give you an explanation. This is not rehearsed. There's probably going to be a lot of, stuttering and talking over myself, kind of like what I'm doing right now, because the explanation for this is something that I have spent the vast majority of my life trying to hide, not only from everyone else, but almost in a way trying to hide from it myself. Um, I have a rare version of bipolar disorder. And what makes it rare is that it has auditory hallucinations. Now, normally when people hear auditory hallucinations, they assume it's schizophrenia. And unfortunately, because of that, I spent a lot of years, sorry, my hair is doing something weird and I don't like it. I spent a lot of years being misdiagnosed, put on the wrong medications, this, that, and the other. And it caused a lot of problems. And even now, things aren't 100%. So, unfortunately, what has happened and what caused the long absence is that I had a really massive downswing in my bipolar. The medication that I'm on that normally controls the bipolar, the voices, things like that, it wasn't working. Um, I'm unfortunately on the maximum dose of that medication, and it's also the only one that has ever worked at all. So there's not a lot of alternatives. When it works, everything's phenomenal. When it doesn't, all hell breaks loose. And that's basically what happened. The people that know me know most of the time I do great. I function. I have little swings. I'm always going to have little swings, but it's usually, a couple of days and I'm good again for months. This was not this was not the case this time. It's been almost a solid week of a very serious downswing. I'm still kind of in it, and right in the middle of it, my anxiety disorder kicked in as well. And my anxiety disorder is actually one of the reasons I started doing these videos. I have a very hard time dealing with people. I have a hard time talking to people, especially people that I don't know. I tend to just close off and, you know, put myself in a little corner and hope I disappear. And this is kind of my own therapy in that way. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to focus on the horror block unboxings and the horror movies and things like that, is because it's stuff that I'm passionate about, something that I love, and something that I can talk about without having to focus on what's really going on. So that's kind of the explanation as to why the videos have kind of come to an unfortunate screeching halt. And I'm going to remedy that. I've got a ton of videos ready to be recorded. I just have to make myself do it. And unfortunately, I've not been able to do that. And I really do apologize to you guys because you guys have been so supportive. You guys have followed my videos, and things like that. And I want you guys to know, if there's ever anything that you want me to discuss, any movie you want me to see, any questions that you have for me, please don't be afraid to ask. I've got discussion turned on the webs on the YouTube channel. You can ask me there. You can message me in private. Whatever you want to do. That's why I've also put out there, excuse me, sorry, I'm so sorry, my nose itched. I've also put out there, the Facebook, the Twitter, things like that. I want to make myself available to you guys. So that's the majority of the story. I have had someone ask me where the name that I chose came from. And it would be very easy to say I chose Duchess of Darkness because of the whole horror theme and this, that, and the other. But the fact of the matter is, it simply wouldn't be true. I mean, it fits beautifully, and it's a lovely coincidence that it worked out that way. But that's not why it was chosen. Um, I started hearing my voices at an extremely young age. I can remember, I can remember the voices being there all the way back to the age of like 2 to 3 years old, which is extremely unusual. Um, and I say voices. You will, if this gets brought up again, you'll hear me say voices. The fact of the matter is, it isn't multiples. It is one singular voice. It is the same voice I have had it my entire life. People say, "Well, what is it like? What does it sound like? This, that, and the other." The closest explanation that I can come up with is that my extra voice is like a cross between Samuel L. Jackson and Nick Cave with a really shitty attitude. Um, it's a constant litany of the worthlessness. I will never be loved. I will never make anything of myself. No one will ever see me as worthwhile. If I really love the people around me, I will do what's best and kill myself. These are the things that I constantly battle with. And I grew up with a father that was really amazing about exposing us kids. You've heard me talk about my sister. Exposing both of us, not only to phenomenal literature, but a wide variety of really fantastic music. And I can remember being in my dad's truck with him when I was probably about 12 years old, and he was listening to Paul Simon. And for the first time, as we were driving around, I remember hearing, the not only hearing, but really hearing and feeling the lyrics to Sound of Silence. You know, "Hello, darkness, my old friend, you've come to talk to me again." And it just hit me that that's what it felt like every time the voices would start. And so I started calling my voice Darkness. So the Duchess of Darkness is my way of kind of putting myself above the voice. I am its boss. I don't want it to control me anymore. Um, DD is also my initials. For the people that know me in real life, you'd know that. Um, I have some people very close to me that may show up from time to time. I'm trying desperately to get my sister, for example, to do some sort of video with me, even if it's just over Skype and it's just her voice. So there is a possibility at some point you will hear someone refer to me as Dee or Danny or Dee Dee. That's the other reason why that went together. So there's a number of questions all at once. I know it's a lot to dump on you guys. So yeah, I will try to keep the absences to a bare minimum. If it happens again, I will try to explain sooner, since it's kind of out there in the open now. And if it feels like I may be headed towards one, I'll try to warn you guys in advance. I thank you guys so much for bearing with me. I thank you so much for listening to this and taking it on board in whatever way that you do. And most of all, I thank you for being an audience, being my outlet, and joining me in this crazy little trip. If there are other things that you would like for me to touch on, other subject matter, things like that, aside from the horror movie stuff, let me know. I'm open to these things. I've thought about doing a cooking thing because I love to cook. I've thought about adding in things like true crime and unsolved crimes and things like that. If any of this is an interest to you, just let me know. I'm dying to do more of those things. I just want to make sure that there's an audience out there for it. Again, thank you for bearing with me through this absence. Thank you for continuing to watch my videos. And as always, please subscribe, hit like, share these videos with your friends, especially your friends that may have some sort of emotional disorder or a mental disorder or bipolar. Because if nothing else, if I can help one single person out there that is battling with this sort of thing, it will make my life complete. Because I never had anybody out there that I could reach out to. If you're out there and you're watching this now and this sounds like what you're going through, don't be afraid to approach me. I'm here for you, and I, of all people, cannot and will not judge you. So like I said, like, subscribe, share with your friends, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and have a phenomenal day. Bye.